If welcome to Driven Life TV. Welcome to another video. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below, and make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let's talk about today's content now. And so let us dive into this now. I want us to react to an interaction between I think it's Myron Gaines and a certain Christian. Yeah, Mr. Christian man. So this other time, I think Myron Gaines was doing a certain tour where he was talking to college students or maybe just people around America. And so as he was doing that, a certain Christian man came up to him with actually a testimony of his life. Now, the context of today's video is just giving a Christian perspective on the Red Pill movement. Okay. Now, for those who don't know what the Red Pill movement is that I think this is a movement that came up in response to feminism. And so, in as much as feminism was espousing for the empowerment of women, trying to say women needed to have it all, women needed to get better opportunities than men, all those things, like women were equal to men. They were fighting for so many things. Over the years, men became disgruntled. And so there was so much confusion on what a man is. Everywhere you would turn, masculinity was being labeled as something toxic. And so most men were confused and a bit lost. And so this Red Pill movement rose in response to that, where people now went to the extreme spectrum, to the extreme of the spectrum of manhood, meaning people began to talk about manhood as if it was this macho man. You know what I'm saying? Someone who lifts sweats, someone who doesn't care what anybody thinks, someone who is always selfish, someone who is immoral, promiscuous, someone who has a lot of cars, a lot of cash. It was like this picture of a man which is very also toxic, but it was a response. And so most young men began to see that. And they said, this must be it. And so most men gravitated towards that. And so what you saw is during the pandemic, a lot of young men latched onto this content. They started to feed on it because it was someone telling them, finally defining clearly and in simple terms, what a man is and what a man is supposed to look like. But even that is also extreme. And so I want to show you just what can happen when someone believes the totality of what this Red Pill movement espouses. So I want you to see this, and then we're going to bring balance according to the Word of God. Let's do that right now.
That is, I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did, and it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
Hmm.
Now I'm happily married. I have I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt.
Congratulations, that's good. That's really
Thank
good.
you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable. And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So the reason.
So you can actually see this man having a testimony of how he actually believed everything that this guy Myron Gaines was actually espousing. And you have to understand that this guy was actually is actually subscribes to the Red Pill movement. Now, the thing about the Red Pill movement is that some of the people who actually believe it will actually say that this is just fighting for men's rights, meaning that men are treated so badly in the court system, and because of that, we need such a movement that exposes these negative things in the court systems. Now, that is the only thing I can actually say the Red Pill movement is doing a good job on. There are so many Christian content creators who keep on trivializing this, who keep on denying it, that there's no biases, there's no something to be concerned about in the court systems in America. But there is. I've listened to so much content there, and I can tell you that it's actually a big problem. So many men are being ripped off because of the court system is so biased towards women. And so that is something that the Red Pill movement has done a good job on. But also there's this thing that they keep on preaching. They don't really encourage marriage because of the court system biases. And that's a problem, because at the end of the day, what society needs is not more single people who just sleep around with people who just live in immorality. You don't need that as well. You don't want broken homes. You don't want children out of wedlock. You don't want more immoral men. That's not what we need. What we need is marriage and stable families. And believe me, families cannot be formed outside of marriage. And so that's the biggest weakness at the end of the day. And it's major. It's major. You can't trivialize it. The court systems don't compare. This is why when you see a young man telling you that I believe this stuff, and they started having multiple girlfriends that went into immorality, he almost lost his family. This is what happens when you believe a wrong ideology. If you're going to be biblical entirely. Don't just get some ideas from the Bible and mix them up with some extreme toxic stuff. No. This is the weakness of the red pill. And so many people who believe it, they're actually being misled. So many people are into immorality. Once they have money, they feel like they can do anything. They can have so many women. All that is wrong. It's not what society needs. I'm telling you the truth right now. So it is something that needs to be talked about. Yes, we don't need to trivialize the court system issue. But at the end of the day, what are men actually learning? Men are getting lost even more now because they're just becoming more immoral. An immoral man is not supposed to be trusted. God cannot give purpose to a man who is immoral. Real men have self-control. Real men are disciplined. It seems that the red pill movement only recognizes discipline when you're going to the gym or achieving goals. What about discipline in your sexuality? What about discipline in your desires? That's what I'm talking about. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you share the sentiment of this young man, or maybe you have something different? Tell me in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a good one.